If you haven't already, please also subscribe to us on Apple, Spreaker, and Spotify. Just type in Brawl Boxing and you'll find us there. Thank you.
Oh, and down he goes! Right hand, left hand, and I don't think he's going to get up. I think it's all over. I think it's over. Is he going to get up? Can he get up? Can he get up? He does. Oh my goodness! Somehow Fury has managed to get up.
Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Brawl Boxing Podcast, brought to you by the Brawl Network and powered by 92 Degrees and CBD Uplift. I'm Kieran McCourt, and I'm joined by co-hosts Colin McGuigan and Ram McLaughlin. As always, guys, I just want to give a shout out to our first sponsor, 92 Degrees. They're a coffee shop which started over in Liverpool, and they're now gone into various other cities, such as Manchester, Leeds, and Newcastle. So if you're in any of them cities, lads, please go check it out because the coffee is absolute creme de la creme, and they've been amazing coming on board. Thanks a million, lads.
Thanks for that, McCourt. Another company which has made all of this possible for us is our other amazing sponsor, CBD Uplift. CBD Uplift is home of the highest quality CBD oil available in the UK. So head over to cbduplift.co.uk and begin to uplift yourself today. You can use our code BRAWL15 at checkout and you'll receive 15% off your entire order and free shipping. So thanks for all the support, lads. It means so much as we really couldn't do it without you. So guys, we're pretty excited about this next guest because the three of us grew up watching him on Geordie Shore, and I think McCourt used to call himself a mini Iron in Belfast. So former Geordie Shore and Bellator star turned boxer Aaron Chalmers. Aaron, first of all, we've got a brand new sponsor on board called Wow Hydrate. So have you heard of them?
Yes, I have,
Yeah.
of course. There's a few people in the gym. I see there's a few people who've got towels by them. So yeah, I have heard of them.
Good. Well, Tyson Fury and loads of big athletes and fighters have it at the moment. So basically what they're doing is the electrolyte water is so beneficial for pre-workout. So if you want, Aaron, after the podcast, you can send me your address and I'll get it sent over to them and they'll send you out some gear.
Yeah, please. I want a towel as well for the gym because the towel that one of the girls have got in the gym looks good. So ask them to put a towel in as well, please.
Right, I'll say that. No problem. So for anyone listening, why not push it yourselves and fuel yourself with the finest drinks on the market at wowhydrate.com.
Before we get into the fighting career, we want to get the most important question out of the way first, right? What's a better night out, Newcastle or Belfast?
You know what? Because I'm from Newcastle, it's a bit. I've done it so many times, and I've only been to Belfast a handful of times, and every time I've been there, it's been fucking madness. So only because I'm from Newcastle and I've done it for 6 years on Geordie Shore, I'm going to say Belfast.
Yeah, come on.
Newcastle, anyone that's not from there, I suggest you go and try it because it's unbelievable as well.
Aaron, we're going to take that wee clip and send it to the tourism board. They'll be absolutely buzzing.
Get them with the sponsors as well. Get it on there.
Yeah, Newcastle. I've actually been to. I went to Newcastle once when I was at uni because I went to Manchester and I went up for the weekend to Newcastle. Absolutely mental.
It's fucking.
Like it actually is like Geordie Shore. Like you expect it, you see it on TV and you're like, it's not actually like that in real life, and then you go and you're like, fuck.
Yeah, it's. You know the good thing is Newcastle as well. All the bars are on it's all like like the streets just cross each other, so they're just bars are just dotted everywhere. So you could start up the top at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and still not be finished by 12 o'clock at night because there's that many bars to do. If you've done every bar on the way down, well, you wouldn't even make it to the bottom. You'd be fucked.
Oh, yeah. Also, why is there trebles bars in Newcastle and nowhere else?
Why is the what?
You know, the trebles bars where you get like treble vodka Red Bulls. It's the only city I've ever been in that does it.
Because there's two universities, and I think two universities are in. You've got Northumbria and I think it's Newcastle Uni, all in the same city. So I feel like the bars have just jumped on that, and just every night in Newcastle is a night out. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You could go out any night and it would be rammed. And the trebles bars are normally the busiest because the students, obviously 3 for a fiver, like fucking hell, take 15 quid out, mate, and you're on your age. You know what I mean?
Aaron, you've got me hyped up here. It's St. Paddy's Day and I'm down to go out. So you obviously talked about like Geordie Shore there, and when you were getting into the fight game, that helped. That did help open a lot of doors for you in terms of like, you know, Bama and Bellator and stuff. But it also, it felt like anyway, it put a bit of a mark on your back. What was that pressure like for you?
I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I always had criticism from like, you know, like Geordie Shore fans and stuff. But going into the MMA was, geez, it was a whole different ball game. The grief that I got was fucking hell. It was madness. Like, obviously, people's first fights and stuff, they have, like, maybe, I don't know, 100 people, 200-300 people. And I remember walking out in Birmingham, and the whole crowd was booing, like 4,000, I think it was 4,000 people booing. And I was just thinking, fucking hell, am I really not that liked? But I kind of look back and think, people were thinking that I had took someone else's spot on that show and blah, blah, blah. But I did have a target on me, but I quite enjoyed it towards the end, because you can upset so many people by not even knowing them. So I kind of just embraced this towards the end. But at first, I was finding it hard because I was just getting so much stick just for doing something that I wanted to do. But you can't please everyone. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, mate,
I know that the only person I try and please now is myself. And as long as I'm training, that's all that matters.
Yeah, it felt like, because I remember the promo for your first fight. Was it Greg or something he was called?
Greg Jenkins.
Greg Jenkins, and he was a proper wee tough fucker. And I was like, because I loved you on the show, and I was like, oh no, I was like, Aaron's gonna get killed here, like, because like the way they built it up, and he had been doing it his whole life, and you had been out partying, and then fuck.
Do you know what it is? They didn't tell us, right? So I'm thinking I'm just fighting some kid. I thought, right? They're like, oh, he's had. I think, I don't know who told us. They're like, he's had a couple of them Muay Thai fights. So I'm thinking, wow, that's all right, a couple. So I went on YouTube, and I think there was like fucking 30 fights, and I was like, this was the week before the fight. And I'm thinking, bastards have set us up, set us up. But I was too far into it, and I was like, everyone thought I was going to bottle it, so I was like, nah, fuck this. I'm just going to go in there and have a street fight. And that was the only thing I knew. I took the fight on 5 or 6 weeks' notice. So I had finished filming Geordie Shore, and I took the fight on 6 weeks. I think it was 6 weeks. And in my head, I was just thinking, it's just going to have a tear up. I'm just going to have to go in there. Like, didn't really have any fight knowledge other than have a fight. And that's what I've done. He hit it with one leg kick, and I was thinking, fuck this. I took my leg off, and I was thinking, fuck this.
See, for your first couple of fights, you kind of mixed between Geordie Shore and MMA. Was that hard? And like, what eventually made you decide to focus on one? Was it kind of getting away from that party lifestyle and becoming like more, I suppose, like a normal adult?
Yeah, so what I was doing, I was literally having a fight, going to film Geordie Shore for 6 weeks, coming out, training, having a fight. So I was only getting like 6 and 8 week camps, but the first couple of weeks of the camp, I was trying to get all the alcohol out, like the beer belly off. So I think it wasn't until the Ash Griffiths fight, my Bellator debut, was the first proper training camp I had, which was the 12 weeks. The other ones were just 6 weekers. But then in between then, I had met my girlfriend. Obviously, she had a daughter, so I had a stepdaughter, and I was 31, coming up 31. And I just thought, you know what it is? I've done everything I need to do on TV, as in partying. Like, I'm trying, like, I was just starting to settle down. So I bit the bullet. I thought, you know what it is? If I'm going to give it a go, I need to do it properly. I can't be fucking filming, drinking for 6 weeks. And then, because you can get seriously hurt. Thankfully, I had some heavy hands on it. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't happen. But yeah, I think it was the third fight. I got clipped with the left hook, and I just thought, fucking hell. Afterwards, I was thinking, nah, I need to do this properly. And then yeah, I decided to quit the Geordie Shore.
How did you first get into Geordie Shore? Like, what happened there for you to end up in that? I'm always interested to hear that. Like,
so they had Asties, right? They had Asties on series two. But I was kind of trying to go offshore. I was trying to go on the oil rigs. So I wasn't really that bothered. Like, they were messaging us and stuff to go for meetings, and they went with, do you remember Ricky?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They went with Ricky, but it didn't really bother us. I wasn't, because I was going offshore. So I was only 22 at the time, or 23, and I got on the oil rigs. So I was earning good money. So it didn't really bother us whatsoever. And then they come back a few years later, and then, do you know what it was? Gaz had just bought a Ferrari, and I was thinking, I'm in the wrong fucking game. Yeah, he's bought a new Ferrari. I'm offshore. So the actors again, and I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go for it. And then fucking here we are today. 8
Yeah,
years later.
You always hear, like, you always heard guys saying, like, I actually had the best job in the world. Like, I literally got paid to party, and there's no doubt about it. Like that job, I suppose it's for a certain period in your life. Like, now you probably wouldn't fancy it, but fuck me, what a 20s you must have had. Like,
See, if I didn't have kids and the missus, I would fucking still do it.
you and James running a bit.
Listen, I'm not even going to lie, mate. It was, like you say, mate, we were getting flown around the world to party. Like, young lads were going, I wouldn't do that. I'm just like thinking, fuck off. Yes, you would. I remember they give us a yacht to fly around the Greek islands. And every morning we would go to bed pissed, wake up in a different Greek island. I just remember waking up in the bottom of the rocks in Santorini on this yacht and just thinking, fucking hell, my life's good. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is the... So yeah, do you know what it is? I just enjoyed every minute of Geordie Shore because it took us to places that I would never ever have been in my whole life.
Geordie Shore now, like, is nowhere near as big since sort of like all the OGs left. For you, see, for the likes of you, Gaz and Scott and stuff, are you able to go out in Newcastle now? Like, are you able to just stand there about Newcastle, or do you get harassed?
I to fucking go out when right in the height of it. The thing is, do you know what it is? Because for me personally, I had worked 10 years scaffolding before Geordie Shore. I started at 17 and I went on Geordie Shore 26, well, about 9 years. So for me, like, I never ever thought, I'm not saying any of the others do, I never ever thought I was too good or too like, I never ever seen myself as a celebrity. Do you know what I mean? I used to just go about my normal business, go out, have a drink with the boys. Like, I never thought I was too good or too big to do that. And I feel like that's why it always worked for me, because I never, like, you see certain people are going with fucking security and stuff. I'm thinking, who the fuck do you think? You're not fucking Justin Bieber. Do you know what I mean? Why you got security? Do you know what I mean? Like, people that go out with the lads as you did before. Like, I've always done that. And I still do now. Like, I'll go out with the missus, or, well, before lockdown with the missus or with my mates, and the kids that I hang around with, do you know what I mean? Like, if anyone was to give a shit, one of the lads would probably just bat them. Do you know what I mean? So,
are you still close with everyone from Geordie Shore?
I speak to guys regular. I speak to Nathan. I speak to Scott, Charlotte, a few of the others, like, now and again. But that's the main people that I speak to. Obviously, everyone's off doing their own thing. Do you know what I mean?
Surely you must be the reason Gaz grew his hair out. You must be behind that.
You know what it is? It was always that, even through Geordie Shore, we would start filming Geordie Shore, we would always start growing it, and then obviously, like, you go into like different places and that, and, like, the hair starts to look a bit scruffy, so we'd always cut it. So I'd done it, but obviously when I started boxing, it was just fucking horrendous. It was just in my face, so I just ripped it off. But now he's done it. He's seen he loves it, but I don't think it's gonna last. I feel like he'll keep it for his wedding when he gets married. Then I think he'll cut it.
Yeah, he has to. Gaz came out of the womb with a fresh fade. Like, it just doesn't look. He doesn't look right. But
do you know what it is? I feel like it suits him. I feel like it does suit him. But I feel like it's when it starts getting, like, you know, like here and like down the shoulders and stuff, I feel like you just cut it off.
See, when you obviously you first went into the MMA world, like, you had an absolutely unreal, like, some unreal knockout submissions. What was your favorite sort of way of winning? Like, you know, what the most satisfaction you got? Like, was it through a knockout, or was it the submissions? Because I was very surprised when I seen, like, the submissions, like, obviously you getting them into the chokeholds and all, and then just seeing them tap out, and I was like, flip me, got serious ability here.
Nah, it was the knockouts, mate. It was the knockout. Like, there's nothing better than putting someone to sleep, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like, it was the second fight. This kid, I remember the whole way through, he's just chatting shit. He was just giving it the whole way through, and I remember, I think I, like, proper stiffened him out for about 7 minutes. That way, obviously, looking back, it's not nice. Obviously, you don't really want to physically hurt someone, but you know what it is, when I fucking seen him go to sleep, I was just thinking, fucking get in, like, because that was the first time I knew I had power in my hands. And then after that was the Bellator, my first Bellator fight against that kid called Ash. He was just giving it shit the whole 12 weeks, all the way through, saying, if he beats me, I'll never leave the house again. So I'm assuming he's never left the house in 3 years.
Mate, I think they've all said that. All your opponents that you've knocked out, like basically all said in the lead up, like I'll retire or I'll never show my face again if this kid beats me.
Well, I've never heard from them ever since, so they must have must have stuck to the word because I've never ever since.
See when you obviously you said the first time you first realized you had heavy power, was that when you thought, oh, I would like to get into boxing here? Because obviously you've been doing MMA training for so long, and then that transition, was that the first time like you thought, I can go into boxing here?
Do you know, I'm going to be honest with you, right? I've never ever, like all my coaches, and I'll tell you, right, I never ever liked the ground game from the first second I set foot in MMA. Like I would book for the first year, right? I reckon I was just boxing in Muay Thai, in the odd grappling. Like when they were like, oh, you're fighting a grappler, I would maybe put the odd grappling session in. But I fucking hated it. It was a proper chore doing the grappling. I just didn't like it. So it got down the line, and after I lost the last fight on the ground, the kid just held us, and I just thought, fuck this. Like, and why am I doing something? It was starting to become a chore doing the grappling, like going to sessions, and I thought, I always said if it started to become a chore, then I would leave. I would just quit. And that's what it was. After the last fight, I just thought, do you know what it is? I just want to have I like to stand and fight. Thankfully, I knew Josh who was with Adam. And I just think, like, I'm 33 now. It was kind of last chance saloon to give it everything for the next 3 or 4 years. And it's starting to pay off. Like, we're starting to get the word out there that we're boxing, and hopefully we can get some big fights in the next couple of years.
Yeah, that must have been some buzz for you for Adam Booth to take you on. I was going to say that because, like, Adam Booth is the fucking man. Like, he is the man in British boxing, and for him to take you on as a coach, like, that must have been amazing.
It was so. Do you know what it is? Even now, right? Like, I remember when I first come down, he was like, so Josh. I feel like Josh was hounding him for us. So I've got here, and Adam was just like, so like Mickey Conlon was trying to break us on the first week. He was fucking beasting us, right? And Mick was saying, I didn't like. We'd done a session on the night time, and it was hill sprints on the treadmill, and Mick beasted us that much, and he was like, I didn't think you would come back the next morning, but I come in the gym again. My body was fucked. My body was literally fucked. So I've done the whole week, right? And by the end of the week, Adam was like, right, have a trial week. And I'm going to be honest with you, I couldn't even box. Adam told us to shadow box, and there was nothing there. So Adam was like, look, and he was like, right, we've got a lot of work to do. So I left. I've done a strength and conditioning session with Adam on the Saturday, and I left. And I thought, that's me not going back. Then he texted us on the Sunday saying, I'll see you tomorrow. And I was like, fucking yes, that's it. Then I've been down ever since. So I don't know what impression I made on him, because I know I couldn't box the first week. So I feel like the hard work, like, because I literally, everything they told us to do, I'd done. And I was literally hanging on to the treadmill on the hill sprints. But I feel like it was the hard work and the maybe the desire of wanting to be there that got us in there. Because when I spoke to fighters after, they were like, how the fuck are you in Adam Booth's gym? And I was like, I don't know. I don't actually know. But yeah, I feel like the only thing I can say is, like, maybe I got on well with Adam, and maybe the hard work got us in, because it certainly wasn't my boxing ability, because I had none.
That's surprising. You and Josh Kelly are so close friends. So that Sunderland-Newcastle rivalry.
You know what it is? Thankfully, they are in the lower division. Otherwise, they'd probably be 2 years of the year where we wouldn't speak. But me and Josh know, if it comes to Derby Day, then that's probably the one day that we'll not talk to each other. But me and Josh are pretty close. Well, very close now. But we kind of put the Newcastle Sunderland behind us.
Yeah, but Josh also told us, I was going to say, like, Adam Booth must be a hard man to please, because Josh was telling us a story of how he ended up going with him, and he went to him after the Olympics, and Booth, the first thing he said to him was like, oh, you can't box, mate. Like, your job's all over the place. And Josh was like, what the fuck? I've just come from the Olympics.
If he's telling Josh he can't box, fucking hell, what the hell was he telling me? Because I remember shadow boxing. He just looked, and it was just like, I remember looking and thinking, obviously I was at full MMA stance, like wide legs, and he was like, nah. So he come in, he showed us a bit. But for the last 5 months, we've literally just been drilling footwork. And I can only say now, I reckon now I could maybe say, like, I'm I'm all right. I still think there's a lot of work to do, but I'm in the best place to be learning. Like, I'm surrounded by people, i.e. Adam Booth, Mickey Condon, Josh, Harlem, Shannon, Ellie. There's loads of people in the gym that I can sit and watch, and I'm starting to get it now. It's been a long 5 months, but we are starting to get there.
I was just about to say, we seen that video yesterday of you being put through your paces, absolutely punctured on that. You looked as if you were going to die, and Mick Conlon stand behind you laughing, and I don't know what else was going on there, but there was some sort of chaos. What's it like being around all those, like Mick and Josh? Is that really like, is that putting it more into your head that this is where you are, you're at the very top level now?
Well, me personally, I don't think there is a better gym in the country. Like, for training and to be surrounded by them fighters that I'm surrounded by. I mean, I live with two of the best boxers in Europe, or at the top level in Europe, if not the world. So to be living with them, and like I say, I when I moved here, I kind of just like I live and just train how they do. Do you know what I mean? Mickey Condon's saying is like you can't fake the grind, you can't fake hard work. So I watch him putting hard work in, and I just graft my arse off, because I know if it comes to the rough and tumble of a fight, and we'll have to bite down and fucking like grit it out. I know that I've been there many a times in the gym, grinding and fucking doing bad work with Mick. So yeah, I'm fucking blessed to be surrounded by them. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, when I first went there, I'm even surprised that I'm still there, because like I say, the first week, well, like I say, Mick tried to break us, and he fucking there, and then he went back to the hotel, packed my bags, and was thinking, "Fuck this, I'm going back to MMA."
There's a lot of YouTubers going into the scene now, Aaron, and a certain Jake Paul that I wouldn't mind seeing getting sparked out. Like, so I would love to see you fighting him. I would fill out St. James's Park 10 times over, like an absolute fact. And for the audience that you bring as well, like, I think all these big people, like these big celebrities, these big YouTubers, you're on par with all them. So like, them fights can be made and should be made over the next 12 months, do you think?
100%. Like you say, like, I've got a different audience to all the other fighters that are out there, i.e. the YouTubers, because I've got the Geordie Shore fans from fucking 6-7 years ago, do you know what I mean, that are still following. So these are fights I would love to take. And like you say, because just say, i.e. Jake Paul, he's got his followers, I've got mine. So that alone would sell out an arena, a stadium. I've got no doubt about that. Even more so that the way he goes on, people would love to see him get knocked out. What I find with him is he calls out people like McGregor. He was calling out McGregor 5 weeks before McGregor was due to fight Poirier. So he's calling people out knowing that they can't fight. He hasn't called Conor out since Conor's had the fight, because he knows he could fight him. So I feel like he calls people out when he knows that they're not going to fight him. And then he goes and fights fucking Ben Askren, the worst hands in MMA. The fucking worst hands in
I think
MMA.
Ben Askren will beat him. We've had loads of conversations between us about this.
No, he won't.
I think Ben Askren will beat him.
Chance.
He will.
No. Do you know, the thing is, Ben Askren's hands are fucking shocking.
Bad.
Like, I don't even think I've seen Ben Askren like throw a combination in MMA. He's just more, he would just take a few shots, grab a hold, and then once he's got a hold, he's like a vice. But obviously, you can't do that in boxing. So, in a way, I hope he doesn't beat Ben Askren. I hope Ben Askren doesn't beat him, because I want to get that fight when he's on a winning streak, and then I will fucking put him to sleep.
The thing is, as well, with you, like, that's why I respect you so much. To be fair, I completely respect the YouTubers as well. Like, it takes a lot of balls to get in there. If it's against a YouTuber, if it's against a fucking basketballer, whatever it is, it takes a lot of balls. But you jumped in right at the deep end against real fighters. Like, do you know what I mean?
I didn't really have a choice. When I jumped in the MMA, there was no like YouTubers not doing MMA. He's calling people out that can't fight, whereas I'm here. I'm literally waiting for my boxing license to go through and I can fight. So I would love to get that fight this year, just because he just talks shit. He talks a lot of shit, and I would love to fucking some.
Is there any? You don't have to answer this, right? But if you had a choice, instead of jumping in against a real fighter for your first fight, was there any reality stars you would have loved to jump in there against?
Jack Fincham. I want to see it.
Jack Fincham.
He's
What do you
signed,
mean?
though. Jack's signed.
For boxing,
No.
not MMA?
No, well, both. Like, to start your fight career, I was saying, like, obviously, was there any
Fuck
you
me.
were like,
I've got a list as long as my arm of fucking reality TV.
Call him out. Call him out.
Fucking awesome. Half of them. No, do you know what it is? You know what it is? There's a lot of reality TV people. Like, there's so many that I've met that are really nice, but there's a fair few. Do you know what I can't deal with? I can't deal with like the begginess of people, like the people that are dying and desperate to be famous. Like, go on reality TV and just what will come to you will come. You don't have to beg it and chase it. And some people are so obsessed with being a celebrity, which to me is fucking ridiculous. There's a few people in the reality TV world that I would love to give a smack.
well, who would win in a scrap, right? The cast of Geordie Shore, the cast of Towie. Big mass brawl.
Geordie. Obviously, I'm going to see Geordie Shore in it.
I don't even think it would be close, Aaron.
Nah, because the Geordie Shore girls are fucking vicious, so I reckon the girls would be chinning the fucking Towie men.
Charlotte
but,
have
like,
him in a chokehold.
Have you not seen the Geordie Shore girls fight? Fucking hell.
They're scurrier than the boys, 100%.
Yeah, exactly. Put them on the front line. We'll go after.
No, but like you were saying, like Jake Paul and obviously BJ Flores, Adam Booth, and you, like the connections there, and Eddie Hearn, because obviously Josh is with Eddie Hearn, Adam's really close with Eddie Hearn, and then Eddie Hearn obviously put on Logan Paul, Jake Paul, all their fights. So like that connection's there, and it's there to be made.
All the things are there just to be tied together now. Like I say, I've only been boxing 5 months. I think Jake Paul's been 2 years. So, and I think I don't know what he fights at. He looks a big step bloke, but do you know, I never shy away from a challenge. And I like to have a scrap. I like to have a fucking fight. And if that means biting down on a gum shield and swinging, then so be it. But like I say, the connections are all there to be put together. So fingers crossed.
Have you got a date for your debut?
Nah, not yet. The thing is, I'm having a baby. I'm having another baby in May. So I reckon it's going to be like probably maybe start a camp, start of June, maybe June, July, and maybe try and get out about August. If I can get out in August, December, I'll be happy.
I think with someone like you as well, Aaron, like having crowds at your fight is a big thing too. So it's like there's no real rush, is there? And it gives you more months like to progress your boxing skills as well, while fans are allowed back in.
Well, that's the thing. You see, because I rushed in the MMA, I look back at some of the fights and I just think, like, some of the fights, when I look at my skill set, was really bad. Whereas I know under Adam's gym, he will not let us go out unless I look like a boxer. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, there's still work to be done. So if we can aim for August and then Jake Paul end of the year,
Come on.
That would be perfect. That would be. By the end of the year, Jake Paul will get smoked. I have no doubts about it.
Would you fight Jack Fincham? Battle of Britain? Because he's up and coming. He hasn't had any pro fights yet, has he?
Listen, I'm just going to put this out. I will fight anyone. Like,
anyone.
No, like if Adam come to me and said you're fighting him, I would say right. So I wouldn't be like, I'm not a kind of person to pick and choose and be like, oh, I don't want to fight him. I'm in the boxing game to fight people. So whoever Adam puts in front of us, then that's who will fight.
Mate, you've got me hyped, I have to say. I'm just imagining you two.
Start shadow boxing in a minute.
No, but seriously, because like Jake Paul seems the type who would want to come across to like UK, because he prides himself in like sort of being like a global star coming across the UK. So you two would have to happen in UK. It would be incredible. And if you could get that in like St James's Park, holy fuck.
Do you know but the thing is, you see, like a lot of like people have talked about like, it's what we're talking about. Yeah, is actually doable.
100%.
It is doable, and it would be, because obviously it wouldn't just be me and Jake Paul on the card. You could make a good card of a lot of big UK fighters. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't just be an arena show. It would be a stadium. If you've got like some of the top prospects in boxing on the show, some European titles, do you know what I mean? That kind of stuff, and make a big night of it. It would be huge. It would be huge.
It's like the likes of I remember Jake Paul was fighting, and they had
on the undercard, they had Billy Joe Saunders, or no, Logan Paul, wasn't it? And they had
Yeah,
Billy Joe Saunders on the undercard, and they had Devin Haney on here. Obviously, Billy Joe Saunders, multiple world champion. Devin Haney is he is a star now, and they were on the undercard just because of the views that obviously they brought in. But they were more than happy to do that, which any boxer would be, because it's a big stage where a lot of eyes will be on that card altogether, so they can showcase.
It doesn't matter where you're on the card, because if the card's stacked all the way through, and you're on TV, it doesn't matter if you're at the top or the bottom. I'd prefer to be at the fucking bottom, get in the stage and get out. But on my fights, I've normally been kept till the end, and you're seeing people coming out the cage, fucking cut all over the face. I'm thinking, oh, fucking hell, I've got to go and do that. Do you know what I mean? But like you say, that's a perfect example. Billy Joe Saunders and stuff on the undercard of Logan Paul. So, do you know what it is? It's definitely, me and Adam talked about it today. I've done an interview today about it, and my name's in the hat now. My name is fully in the hat. And if he wants to come over and chat shit and think he's the boy, then that's fine. Like I can talk on camera. I'm quite good at giving stick in interviews and stuff. Like a lot of the people he calls out, they can't really give him it back. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, mate, fucking. All I'm going to say is
there's levels between you and Anderson Gibb.
Exactly. Well, did you say the kid he last? Who was the kid he last fought? Him.
Nate Robinson. It was the basketballer.
Yeah. Like,
I'm not being funny. If you're coming out, if you're boxing and your hands are by your waist, then you're asking to get knocked out. You know what I mean? Like, fair. I don't doubt for 1 second that Jake Paul can't fight. Like, I've seen him on bags, and he's knocked that basketballer out. But how many people, if you hit on the chin clean, that have got the hands down the waist, are not going to fucking fall? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So put him in there, like someone that, like me, end of the year, that's under a very, very world-class coach. And let's see if he knocks me out.
Well, Aaron, we will 100% be ringside for that if it happens, mate. And you have to promise me, Aaron, right? I know you've been off the drink now, about 7 months tomorrow, isn't it?
7 months tomorrow, mate, not a drop.
If you batter Jake Paul, you're coming out in the piss after.
So this is the plan. No, this is the plan. So when I started the boxing, when I stopped the drinking, it was about 2 months after I started boxing. And when I come, Adam was like, if you want to be a professional boxer, you're going to have to live like one. So I was like, right, I'm going to have a full year off the drink. So I haven't even touched a drop, not even thought about having one. But I'm going to do a year off, and that ends on the 20th of this. Yeah, the 20th of August, I think it is. Then I go to Mexico a few days after. So the plan is to fight in August, go to Mexico, have a couple of drinks, get the Jake Paul fight, then we'll party.
Wait, once you get that fuck you money, just take over Newcastle.
I get the Jake Paul fight, then I think I deserve a drink. But there's a lot of work to be put in before that.
100%. Well, Aaron, honestly, thank you so much, mate, for coming on.
No worries.
We really, I was already a fan of you as a TV personality, as a fighter, but now as a person, you're an absolute gentleman. So we really appreciate that.
Thank you for having us. And down the line, I would love to come back on when I'm 1-0.
Definitely.
Legend.
We'd love to get you on again, Aaron. Thanks a million for coming on.
Top guy, Aaron.
Cheers, lad. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate. Thanks a million to Aaron for coming on. We really do appreciate it. We can't wait to follow your journey in the boxing world. So that's us with Aaron Chalmers this week. What a really good guest that was for us. So we just want to give a quick shout out to DraftKings and Manscaped, our two American sponsors. If you use our discount code BrawlBoxing on Manscaped, you'll get 20% off and free shipping. So get all over that. Just one quick shout out goes as well to World T Customs. They're a Newcastle-based company, and they're selling like custom T-shirts and stuff. So they've sent us a couple that will be on our next one. And Aaron, if you want one of them, get in touch as well, and we'll get you one sent out. So
I'll send you the details over on a text.
Yeah, 100%. Cheers. Thanks a million. Thanks,
cheers, boys.
Again next week with another one.
See you later.
See you soon. See you later.
Thanks a million.
But I'd like to call that white girl problems. Met her back in autumn. Every gift I try to get her, she already got them. Messing with the TA, wonder what she taught him. Work her way down, literally to the bottom. Where are all my best friends? How can I ignore them? Never gonna text them, I am too important. Look at what my dad bought, yeah, it was imported. He took a second loan, cause our family can't afford it. Nice guy, bound to finish last if it's a sport. Call her CeeLo cause she crazy and her arms are kinda short. Got a traffic ticket once, but she didn't go to court. And she interrupts my sessions every time that I record. So I tell her I got so much shit up on my plate, it's a buffet. Now we out in Paris and these women look like Muzzy. Superficial, she just needed combs like Puffy. You don't need to go, but I think you need to trust me. Come take a drink with me, forget all you know. You pay tuition, I'll just live on the floor. I think you fly, but your friends ugly for sure. Well, come take a drink with me, forget doing blow. White girl problem, met her at a concert. Think it was Tiesto, already forgot it. Who am I to blame her? She was so obnoxious. Got a little taste of your lips, it was toxic. We should keep in contact. Okay, that is nonsense. Girl, take your